Trending on Twitter now from the WallStreetBets in the Reddit community, pretty much out of nowhere, has been silver short squeeze. There's been this GameStop short squeeze that we've all seen everything about. And it's been very interesting now to watch these WallStreetBet community and Reddit community members shift their focus to silver. And so in this video, I'm going to cover the news on what's been happening with the WSB and Reddit community as it pertains to silver. There are mass silver shortages. The majority of online bullion dealers are not selling any right now, and they're waiting for Sunday open for the price to rise before they sell anymore. So it's getting pretty interesting. We'll see what happens. Now, my name is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. This is I Love Prosperity channel. Make sure you hit the like button right on this side, and then hashtag down below silver squeeze down below, hashtag silver squeeze down below, and let's cover what these Redditors have going on. So let's cover a little bit about what's going on. So first of all, as you see here, it says Reddit silver shocker, Reddit traders now targeting silver. GameStop traded about 82 billion in 4 days, which is enough to purchase more than 3x the entire annual global silver mine production. So if you're looking for a summary of what's happening, I would say this is about as accurate as we're going to get here. We've got Robinhood traders with $600 stimmy checks and hedge funds crying in the corner on national television about it. So you've seen many of the Twitter accounts shifting their focus from GameStop and now saying things like this. This week, it was all about GameStop. Next week, the war on silver shorts begins. So let's drop into their Reddit community here, and they say silver bullion market is one of the most manipulated on earth. Any short squeeze in silver paper shorts would be epic. We know that bullion banks are manipulating gold and silver to cover inflation. All the best mines for silver have already been depleted in recent years. There is a severe supply shortage developing. At the same time, demand is skyrocketing. Solar panels, electric cars, electronics, especially batteries, and many other products need more silver than ever. Both the industrial case and the monetary case, debt printing has never been more favorable for the number one inflation hedge, silver. Inflation adjusted silver should be 1,000 instead of 25. Why not squeeze SLV to real physical price? Think about the gains. And it goes on and on and on. And I'm not involved in this, and I certainly, I'm not involved in squeezing SLV or any types of market manipulation. But I do think that this has been something coming for a very long time. It's one of the reasons that I got so interested in silver, and it's one of the reasons that I've always bought physical silver. Now, in my opinion, some of this is misguided, and instead of SLV, it should be focused more on physical silver. But what do I know? I'm not involved directly in this. But if I were, then I would say everyone should be going to their bullion dealers. Everyone should be going to their online bullion dealers if they don't have any local ones in their community. And they should buy whatever they could buy, whether it was 10 ounces or 100,000 ounces. They should be buying physical silver, because the real data on how much physical silver out there versus the paper prices of silver is astronomically different. And so buying physical would be the way to do that. So let's look a little bit more at this. So Peter said, when combined with the next four largest traders, the concentrated short position grows to nearly 404 million ounces. There was only 760 million mined in 2020. So check this out. This is pretty interesting. So look at the shorts on silver. I mean, just look at how ridiculous this is. It's the most shorted security or commodity, whatever you want to call it, in the entire world. I mean, you thought GameStop was shorted. Silver, and that's to the Redditor and Wall Street's credit, that's why they're focusing on it. So it seems like big players are starting to notice this. This is from Garrett and Garrett Goggin, and he posts the price versus deliveries. So if you look right here at right now, the last couple days, look at the amount of deliveries that were pulled since all of this short squeeze stuff has been trending on Reddit and on Twitter and whatnot. So that it's the highest delivery since August, which was at the spike in price. So obviously there are people that realize this is happening, and the big players all know the market's manipulated. And so if they see it's coming to a head, they're going to jump in and try to clear out physical inventory for themselves in fear of a huge shift in price. So this is pretty interesting. You know, if I were directly involved, which I'm not, but if I were, you know, I think this is an interesting thing for everyone to consider. You know, there's clearly these guys are doing a short position. If you're watching this video, you should go out and buy your own physical silver, not necessarily to even be involved in the short, just to grab it in case this really does happen and there's not available delivery. So TF Metals report said, do your part. If we can get 1 million people to each buy 100 ounces of physical silver, we can change this market forever and force the bullion banks out of business. My two favorite online dealers are JM Bullion and ApeMex.com. So I think that this is an interesting assessment that James Anderson posted on Twitter. And he said that I gather from what I've been reading that traders are focusing on SLV, the silver ETF. However, I personally do not own SLV. Personally, I don't either. It's a giant fraud, and they don't have the silver that they claim to have. And you really can't short the market by buying them because they don't even own it, and it's not enforced on them owning the silver. They're leasing it out, and on top of that, they're just getting paper contracts. They're not really bringing the silver in. So he goes on to say, I would recommend staying away from it if you want to own an ETF as close as possible to physical silver. SLVs says the assets of the trust consist primarily of silver, but primarily does not mean 100%. It primarily doesn't even mean silver. I mean, it's like it could be any number. SLVs says it owns investment in silver instead of just saying silver, which probably means to me that they just own paper. In contrast, if you read the annual report of PSLV, it says it owns physical silver bullion. So it makes more sense to buy PSLV if you want to buy silver through an ETF. So what he's saying is if you were involved in this, then what you would want to do is firstly buy physical silver, right? You just go to your dealer, you go online and you buy it. If you aren't doing that, then he's saying buy PSLV because they actually have the silver they claim, and they actually are pulling delivery off of COMEX. And so it actually does start to generate physical deliveries. So here's an interesting tweet. It says PSLV Sprott Physical Silver Trust also had 5 times their normal volume based on Twitter and Reddit movement the past 2 days. So that's showing you that this is starting to happen. And historically, what needs to occur is we just need to get above $30 and then silver would be off to the races. So if this is catching your attention, whether you're a silver investor or you've never invested in it before, here's a goal for the week. It says, goal for the week, make a solid purchase of physical silver online or at your local bullion dealer. So one of the things that I'm watching for, people don't really understand about the silver market because it's so manipulated and, you know, people just look at it like a poor man's gold. And I tweeted just about 30 minutes ago, I said, hey, Elon Musk, at what price would Tesla and Solar City start to panic buy silver for your batteries and solar panels? So there's a huge shortage of silver. The whole industry is a flat out lie. All of us have known that. And so if these Redditors and WallStreetBets really can clear out a couple 100 million ounces, there will be a massive massive squeeze on silver that are going to freak out tech companies. And so there's going to be a point at which the tech companies are going to try to clear out everything that exists on COMEX if this continues. I had Keith Neumeyer on my show before. He's the CEO of First Majestic. And he said that Samsung and many of these executives at these large tech companies are frightened about silver shortages. It's such an important industrial metal. Oh, what would they do? So if there was a real squeeze that happened with these Wall Street bets and Redditors, what would happen if the physical demand was unavailable? Which is what Mike Maloney has always said. He said eventually silver is going to be unobtainium. And if that occurs, you're going to actually have these big companies monopolize the market at any price just to get the actual physical product. So a lot of shenanigans, a lot of exciting happenings. I just wanted to remind you of why I bought silver. I don't buy silver because of a short squeeze. I buy silver because it's written in the United States Constitution as legal tender. I buy silver because government is destroying our currency, lying about inflation numbers. It's not safe to have in dollars, and my wealth is outside the banking system. So last but not least, here's a couple interesting points. The first thing I would say, as someone who is not, who already buys their own silver and does this, if somebody is watching this that is a part of this Wall Street Bets Reddit community, buy PSLV instead. You get real exposure outside of any short squeeze. It's just safer. You want to own something that you know is actually collecting physical inventory, or just go buy some ounces. It is nothing like holding silver in your house. But Luke tweeted, called the local coin dealer today, silver spreads are up. 1 ounce silver eagles are $31 an ounce. We are really busy. Lots of people in here we have never seen before buying silver. Me, are they old or young? They're like 30 years old. This might get interesting. And Reddit tweeted in Zero Hedge tweeted out, Reddit preparing to unleash world's biggest silver short squeeze. So indeed, this truly is happening. Here's another funny tweet. My friend just emailed me, quote, my sister-in-law caught her son, who is 19 years old, day trading on Robinhood with $800 savings. Made $4K in profit, and then this week he wired $5K to someone to buy silver. Quote, Mom, I know what I'm doing. I read up on stocks, and this is easy money. And last but not least, Noah Kaufman. And I think we're going to see more and more and more of this if this silver momentum does continue. We'll see what happens. But it says, I love Bitcoin. It is the way. But Monday morning, I am buying a ton of physical silver. And also PSLV and AG, First Majestic. And I'm excited to contribute to the historic silver squeeze. Let's freaking go. Okay, so we'll see what happens here with this silver short squeeze, as they are calling it. Whether you're involved or not, I think it's important to go out there and buy some physical silver right now, just in case it becomes, as Mike Maloney said, unobtainium. I've always felt that it wouldn't be gradual. It would just happen. Eventually, you just wouldn't be able to get it because the market is so manipulated and there's so many paper contracts for every ounce. There was only 760 million ounces mined of silver in 2020, down about 7% year over year from the previous year. But the demand is through the roof, both industrial and the monetary metal. And so I've always felt like one day we might just wake up and silver just wasn't there. And it's kind of looking like maybe it could be going that way. So if you were looking at some of these things, buy PSLV instead of SLV. This is not investment advice. I'm not directly involved with anything that these guys are doing outside of any silver squeeze. It's just safer because you know they've got the inventory. SLV is a scam. And so number two, make sure you have real wealth outside of the banking system. I love silver. I've always loved silver. I own more silver than gold because I think there's tremendous upside. I personally believe that it could go to the hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and it could do it very fast if the paper market collapsed. then the free market value would come. Now, I'm going to post all the links for those that are interested in following the Reddit community, joining the Reddit community. I know there's many precious metals investors on the Twitter community that are involved in it. Gold Ventures on Twitter is as well. So I'm going to put the link to that for you to sign up for Reddit, make an account. You can follow their threads and see what's happening. If you buy physical silver and you tweet it to GV, to Gold Ventures on Twitter, or to myself, we'll retweet it. And all you got to do is take a picture of the silver that you just bought. We're not talking about silver you bought last year. And let's hang on to our seatbelts and let's watch what's happening. Last but not least, please share this video. Let's get the word out for people to buy physical silver instead of paper silver. It has nothing to do with the silver short squeeze. It's just we're being misled about what we should be owning. So let's send this video out to more people. Let's see what happens. I mean, maybe things get very interesting once we pass 30 bucks here. So make sure you share this video, copy and paste the link, put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter, send it to a bunch of your friends, put it in your newsletter, put it in your blog. Make sure you hit the like button on this side and this side right over there. It'll send it out to more people so more people see it. Comment down below, silver squeeze right there down below. Comment down below, silver squeeze, and I'll put the links to all of those Reddit posts and some other interesting articles for your own studies, for your own reviews, and if it's something that you feel like you want to be involved in. All right, have a great day. We'll see you next time.